T-Mill in the morning.
94.1 WHRP, today's best variety of R&B. Tony with T-Mill in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes. And special guest this morning, our very own homie. It is Melody Shari. Hello, Mel.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's happening?
It is so nice to see you. We're always watching you on television and, of course, listening to all these new jams you're pushing out. What's going on with you, girlfriend?
Oh, my gosh. You know, I always love it when I get a chance to talk to the Tony Terrell, okay? What's going on since we last chatted? Everything. Like you just mentioned, I recently dropped my newest single, Down. So I've been super excited about that. I have my new skincare line that's out. My book is coming out in May. And of course, Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey, season premiere just happened last Saturday.
So how many seasons have you had this TV show?
Season 4. This is the fourth season.
Mel, do you remember when, before the show started, you and Martell came and helped me with a Christmas special before we announced that's really when we announced the show, during that Christmas special.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been that long.
It's been that long. I wore my ugly Christmas blouse and everything.
Photos afterwards.
Yes. So it's been a minute. And so the show that is going well as far as ratings and all that stuff?
Yes, it is. You know what? It's doing very well. I think that the whole, OWN and Kingdom Reign, wanting to make sure that Love and Marriage Huntsville is a reality TV show that truly shows the real. I think it has been able to cause people to connect with the show and the people on the show. So ratings have been great, and we're still, we've got our foot on the gas, and we're not letting up anytime soon.
There we go. Now, so far, has there been a favorite moment of yours so far when you're looking back? I know there's got to be plenty, but just one that you can pick out that's been just a wild moment, or you laugh every time you see it, or it makes you cry every time you see it. Tears of joy.
Hey, I have multiple favorite moments.
Give us one, because you got to say one for the book, but give us one.
Okay, anything that involves mostly my children, being in scene. So like, for example, I actually had the opportunity to showcase my last child, Milani, who we call Sugar Mama. So she will go down in history as the first baby special on the Oprah Winfrey Network. So that whole process, they filmed the hospital scene and everything. So that definitely is a fave moment of mine.
That's sweet.
Wow.
I remember a moment with the kids. You were at a pumpkin patch or something?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a sweet moment. But then it got weird with that lady. But anyway,
you know what, Tony?
It got weird with that lady. I don't know. She was doing some voodoo or something. I don't know what was going on.
Well, I met her because of the play Black Mother's Monologue. And I met her on the show at the coffee shop, as you guys saw that season. And from there, honestly, she would text me positive things here and there. And, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I've been around longer than most of you. I'm closer to the stars. If you need some astronomical, whatever, I got you.
Okay.
Nice. Now, checking out the credits of your new song, I see you're producing music, and you've been producing television. Which one do you like producing more, television or music?
Music. I like music more because it allows me to let out certain emotions, certain feelings freely. You know what I mean? Without judgment. And so, sometimes when you say things, it can get taken out of context, taken the wrong way. People are quick to say, well, you shouldn't have said that. Honey, I go put it in a song, and it is what it is. Like it, love it, don't like it, it don't matter.
It's going to resonate with someone. Everyone's going through a lot of similar issues and problems. We're humans, so there's no new problems. There's no new issues,
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So pen to paper, how long have you been writing songs?
So I really just started writing the past 3 years. And for me, it's been easy so far just because I'm doing what I do, which is keeping it real and, you know, being truthful and being transparent. So being able to put what I'm feeling on paper comes easy for me.
Okay.
Absolutely. They say you only get writer's block when you're telling a lie. So as long as you're telling the truth,
Ooh,
you're going to have a whole album.
Mr. Philosopher.
Yeah,
I
you
like,
know.
I like that.
I'm trying to get a feature on the album. Is there an album coming out? Is there an album coming out?
So you know what? What's so cool about my music career is that I'm literally moving in the way that I said I would move a year ago. So I dropped my first single right at a year ago. And when I started doing interviews about that song, Telltale Signs, you know, people were asking, is there an album coming? And I said, I'm going to drop about 3 singles with the video to go along with them. And then I will drop an EP album. So I'm really following the path that I mentioned a year ago.
So that first song, a lot of people want to know, whose dog was that in the video?
So I actually, that was my favorite part too, by the way. That was my favorite part. I don't think people were.
It was so boss, you know,
and all that.
It was real boss. I love that scene too.
Yeah. So I actually used a company. They train dogs, and I actually hired that company to have some of their dogs present.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said she coming out gangster.
That's what I'm talking about.
Instant.
I had on the dark hair.
You know what I
mean? Like Nino Brown vibes. I was like, all right, here we go. Now, the Orion Amphitheater, you know, the amphitheater is opening up soon, and you are hosting the opening weekend. Tell us about that. Like, how excited are you about that?
Man, I'm so excited. I think overall for me, I'll tell people any day, being born and raised here in Alabama, having a love for the arts and for entertainment. It's like, even though Alabama hasn't been a huge state when it comes to that, at this point, let's be clear, we literally have a reality TV show that's on a national network, right? Then we've got the Orion Amphitheater coming that is opening more doors for performances, you know, and just for the arts and entertainment. So for me to be a part of the first event that's happening, I'm thankful. I feel thankful. I feel blessed that they even asked me to host, you know?
Are you going to sing on that day?
Well, you know, with my hosting, honey, I may just hop out with it and hit a note on the mic.
You know what I'm saying?
Now that would be great because you're hosting and Dante Pride's the co-host, so that'll be a great collaboration seeing you guys up there. Nice.
Absolutely.
You might need some background dancing. If you need some background dancers, I'm just saying, I still can bust a move. I can still bust a move now.
I love it.
Talking to Melody Shari, of course, the star of Love and Marriage Huntsville, dropping those gems on us this morning, plus all the great music. And the last song you sung, it was about somebody. It seemed like you were talking about somebody.
Which one? Down or which one?
Not the new one. The one that was talking about this girl that was not a star, or what were they saying in that song?
Oh,
talking about the Side Chick of the Year award.
No, I didn't want to say it out loud, but since you brought it up.
I mean, the Emmys are coming up.
Oh, my bad.
Let me tell you, that song was written for all the wives out there, or the long-term girlfriends who have, in whatever way their relationship has been affected by someone who didn't mind playing the side role. I did that for all of us.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's that anthem. All right.
What does the trophy look like?
Well, it's a half. It's
Small.
half because it's just a half a trophy. Little, right? Oh my goodness. So, when you started the project with Love and Marriage Huntsville, there was the objective of, rebuilding in North Alabama, and you bought and build 2 homes, right? You build 2 homes. Yep. And so where are we with this whole project of rebuilding?
You know what? I will be honest. I think at this point, everyone is kind of doing their own thing as it pertains to giving back to the community. Unfortunately, yes, it has strayed away from that original concept and idea. I can, speaking for myself, I know there's still a lot that I do on a regular in terms of giving back and donating my time, donating my resources, and still trying to make sure that we as a people that we're winning and getting put in positions to win. That's what I'm doing. I can't say what everybody else has going on. I'm sure they have some things going on, but I'm still making sure to do my part solo when it comes to, giving back.
And you had the mimosas with Melody, an empowerment, brunch with ladies, and also your masterclass. Are you still doing those?
I am. So I had a mimosas with Melody. I do it every year between spring and summer. And it's a wonderful event, Tony, where women come together. We're able to give business advice, relationship advice, life advice, and just really open up and be authentic and transparent, and get to the heart of the matter, so to speak. So I do that every year. I have my masterclass with Melody. I've had to date, my first class was June of 2020. And to date, I've had over 400 students go through my course, mostly African-American females. It's a 5-week course. And I teach them how to get into this industry called property preservation, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry that has been white male dominated forever. And so I have students from Cali to New York to Florida. It's a national industry. So being able to connect and pour into people that way as well, it's fulfilling for me.
Nice. Now, Melody, who inspires you? A lot of times the young ladies that are coming up, when they see the things that you're doing, the entrepreneurial spirit and the road that you're taking, products, masterclasses, performing, writing, producing, and they go, hey, I can do it too because I look just like her, or we've got some of the same things in common. Who was that for you that let you know, like, hey, you looked up to and you wanted to do those things and inspired you? Who inspired you?
So for sure, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah for sure. I look at her as an amazing role model, as a woman who, even though she went through a lot, growing up in her early stages of life, she's tenacious, she's resilient, she's an overcomer. And, following in those footsteps, I think that is what why they, like me and why they feel connected to me, because they've seen me go through things, right? And have seen how I was able to overcome that. So Oprah Winfrey, honey, is the truth, period. Right. Always. Yeah. Always.
Can we talk a little bit about the Love and Marriage Huntsville show?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I've seen the different relationships evolve and kind of dissolve over the last couple of seasons. Recently, in the last season opener, I see the scene where this Letitia and Destiny are chopping it up, talking about you, saying that Letitia's an enemy, and Destiny saying, I'm not friends with Mel like I used to be. What's going on? Your friends are dropping left and right.
They ain't dropping, they being dropped.
Oh. I don't want no more sugar in my coffee. Put a little bit of Jack in that. We're not just sipping the tea.
Yeah, right.
So they're being dropped. Okay.
So let me say this. Tony, I have spent the most time by myself than I have my whole life this past year. And in that time, God has really been able to sit me aside, show me some things. My intuition has gotten on point higher than it ever has been before. And where I am in my life, if it's not something or someone that is bringing me peace, bringing me positivity, not increasing stress, but reducing stress, if it ain't that, gots to go. I just don't even have space or the capacity, honestly, or the tolerance even, to deal with anything that's opposite of positive energy, positive vibes, honesty, loyalty. If it ain't that, I can't deal with it. So what you guys saw in that conversation, and you'll see it as the season. So make sure you continue watching the show. You see me discuss some of the things that caused me to start to pull back. At the reunion, I was thrown by a lot of different comments made. And one being, on the stage, even though I spent time the last season genuinely trying to move forward with Letitia, I sponsored their Destiny Race. You know, after my video premiere party, which I invited her to, I took my whole team to their cigar lounge, you know, just supporting. We could have gone anywhere. I could have booked a whole room at Cotton Row if I wanted to, right? But I was like, no, we're going to go to Black, you know? So I'm supporting genuinely, you know? And so then on the stage, it became well, I just don't think Mel is a good friend. Wait, what?
Whoa. Whoa.
Why that back? Wait a minute, what? So that kind of threw me. And then even honestly, Destiny, you know, making the comment that she didn't know where our friendship stood. That even threw me because it had literally only been 6 weeks since we'd hung out. So in a 6-week time frame, you go from we're great friends to I don't know where our friendship stands. And, you know, even making the comment that she hadn't heard from me, which I had been texting her. Now, I hadn't been talking to her as much because I did need a mental break after filming, but I was still checking on her. I invited her to brunch during that 6-week time frame. So again,
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I just got, you know, for me, that on top of some other things, I was just like, I'm good. I'm going to be over here in my own lane, doing my thing, minding my business, handling my business, my children. And that's just where I am.
So, you know, T-Bill, you probably don't know this, but they're not invited to the pajama party. And she bought everybody pajamas. They didn't even get a pair. No, I'm telling you.
Can't come to the Jammy Jam.
Can't come to the Jammy Jam.
But you know what? Again, that shows how I roll. If I'm cool with you, I'm cool with you. And if I'm not, I'm not. I'm not going to invite you to nothing if I ain't cool with you. Wow. And if I'm going to invite you to everything.
Ooh, I can't breathe. So another question is, I saw a tease about these. It looked as if these ladies are like getting ready to fight in this new,
in the teaser,
new season of the show. And I'm like, that is one thing I was always proud about this show. It may have kind of gotten a little janky on some things, but one thing it didn't do was that. That was all the other reality shows. We don't do that in Huntsville. What's going on?
No, actually, we never had that happen before on this show.
Who are those people?
Yeah, well, so let me tell you.
And how'd they get in Huntsville?
Oh my
Who gave them?
What had happened?
You know, when did they get a membership card?
I was very, very hurt and disappointed, right? That is where things went to. I will say that. I think the first you know, last season, someone was threatened to be drugged between several states, you know. What I will say is that for the first time in that moment, I understood, Tony, hear me clear. For the first time in that moment, I understood how things on these other reality shows get so heated that people start fighting.
Oh.
For the first time.
They take
4 seasons, and you couldn't have told me that, but for the first time in that moment, I understood this is how people start fighting on reality TV shows.
Wow. Okay.
You know, because when cameras are present, sometimes people use that as an opportunity to be super disrespectful, you know, thinking that ain't nobody gonna say nothing back to them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's being televised and filmed. But everyone has a breaking point. Everyone has triggers. And it was just unfortunately, one of those moments where people weren't here for it.
So in this scene, are you swinging?
No, honey, I didn't have to swing nothing in the scene. You ain't gonna see me swing nothing. You ain't gonna see me throw nothing, Tony.
Okay. Thank you. Because
I called my mom.
I thought I was getting ready to have to pull them off and come on out there, take it to the take it to the bank.
I called my mama and apologized to her right after this. We filmed it. I called her, went ahead and apologized because, you know, I've been working so hard to be calm and be at peace. And so I said, Mom, I had one. I'm gonna let you know I had one time now where I done acted up, but it was just one time. But I didn't have to swing or anything, but I did have to make it clear, because people will see you on your journey of going after peace and not being interactive in all of the drama on social media and all of that, and they will take that as you're being weak or you are weak. And so for me in that moment, and all last season, seeing me trying to be at peace with people and wanting everybody to get along, in that moment, I was tested and I was tried. So my stand up was on some like, but don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
Let's be clear though.
Because you're a real country girl, right? You're a real country girl. You will get a little muddy.
I have to, but that's the part. To be honest, that's the part, Tony. I think that's one of the reasons I work so hard to keep my peace level where it needs to be, because when my temperament goes there, it's hard to have a cap on that. And that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
And so I prefer, like you will see, I actually end up leaving that scene. But what I'm afraid of and what I would prefer is to not even have to go there, because when I get heated, it's kind of hard to bring me back down. And so I work too hard. You know, I went through years arguing with somebody. Y'all don't see me arguing on this show so much. I done went through years of arguing, fussing, debating, I'm over that. And I prefer to just be calm and at peace.
Talking to Melody, Shari, and of course, we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I'm so glad to hear that you're moving in a different direction, because it hurt my feelings watching you and Martell argue. And I'm going to tell you, it really kind of took me back to my childhood as a child, dealing with a mother and father who was going at it like that. And it brought out some emotions. And, you know, it was hurtful to see that, especially on television, because those things just don't ever go away, you know?
That's right.
I'm glad that you're in your mind, in your feelings, and thinking that, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm going somewhere else. I got other things to do. Tell us about the song Done.
Down.
Oh, down. Well,
that's the remix. That's the next one coming.
That's what I
That's
hear.
going to be on the album, on the EP.
I be hearing Done all the time.
Look, Tony said, since she done, we're going to call the song Done. Okay?
I'm done.
So Down, let me tell you, Down was an amazing song to record. That's my first song that I actually recorded in one setting. I went in, did the leads, did the backgrounds, the tops and the bottoms all in one session. Usually I do my leads one day, come back the next day, do the backgrounds. It's also the first song that I actually cried in the studio.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I think that's what people are feeling, why it's resonating with them so much, because they feel the emotion behind it. But yes, the first song that I actually cried in the studio too.
You got a release from it. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
The song Fire, I like it.
It's good therapy, you know?
Yeah, because and what I like about it also, T-Mail, is that she gets to the point, sings the song, and I think that's why I said it's done, because in 2 and
You're just trying to clean it up.
No. In 2.5 minutes, the song is done, and that's all you need. Sometimes people drag these songs out, and I'm like, you know what? We were done with that a few minutes ago.
Now, how hard was it to shoot that cover? The cover of the album cover. How hard was that to shoot that? That was interesting.
So Brian,
in a swimming pool. What are we doing on that?
Listen, Brian, whom I've known since he was like 15, he actually did the cover shot. Brian Cole. He did the cover shot for me. This is what happened. I went in the studio on a Sunday, recorded the song. I drove to Huntsville Tuesday, got up, drove to Huntsville, grabbed a gown, went to his studio. We planned this while I was driving to Huntsville because I needed to upload everything Wednesday for it to drop Saturday. He went and bought the wood pieces, tarp, put water in there, but he told me the water was warm. So when I started stepping my little butt in the water, it was cold. And I had to pull up my big girl undies, you know what I'm saying, and go and take it like a champ, you know, get the shot. So I got on in the water, shaking, shivering, laid in there, wet my hair up really well. And after a while, of course, my body started to adjust and we were able to get that beautiful shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Sacrifice, man.
Well, I tell you what, I've enjoyed catching up with you. I know I can't let you go without asking, how is your brother doing? Because, honey, he was on fire. Woo!
I love my brother so much. So, you know, I was able to spend time with him last week in Atlanta, and he's doing amazing. He's got his real estate company going. He just started a trucking company as well. But he is doing phenomenal, still looking fine as ever. Let me tell you, I'm that person where he walked through the house, I'll be like, oh, my brother, no, he's not.
He keeps himself in really nice shape.
Yeah, he does. Like, he and Troy work out every morning at 4 a.m., girl. They get up at him every morning.
They need to call me. Get me motivated. I want to look like them.
He told me last time I was there, he was like, I'm going to come wake you up. I said, I ain't bring no tennis shoes. Don't come bother me.
Well, it's been fun catching up with you, and thank you for sharing and being so transparent and, you know, getting us up to speed. We love you a lot and wishing you nothing but continued success. And of course, stay healthy and hug the kiddos for us. You know, one day you bring them over here to the station. You know, we'll have some fun.
Love that.
Yeah, when they do a spring break or summer break.
Mama.
Yeah.
Mama.
All right. Mama doing good. We're going to be catching up with her soon. She's been really active.
She released her book, you know, Grandmother's House, a trip to Grandma Mother's house. And so that's doing well. She has her real estate company as well. And so she's doing amazing.
Everybody's making it happen.
Yeah.
Except for you and I. We're just a slouch. I mean, we got to get it together.
We got to get outside.
Y'all over there killing it.
Have a wonderful season with the show. Stay healthy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
See you soon.
Love you guys.
Love you back.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Peace.
With T-Mail in the morning.